Speaking of nothing to talk about, though, hey, it's Office Quest. And of course, having to redo a season because the game froze last night. I guess, there could have been an argument to restarting now that I know exactly what I'm doing, but where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? We'll just sim through the season again. We'll see what happens. And we'll take it from there. Let me bring up my list here. There we go. Totally forgot that we signed Kyle Calder. Actually, did it save? I don't even remember if it saved or not at this point. It might have, it might not have. I genuinely don't even remember anymore. Although Boo is there, so presumably, I don't know. We have another season. Let's see what happens. It's honestly a good thing that I can't remember whether or not it saved or didn't. Let's go. Actually, before we do this, I need to make sure that our finances are in a good spot. We still suck? Yeah, this team has been bad for a long time. Looks like about 17.1 is the most we can get for profit. Okay. Of course, we're still trying to earn some upgrades here, and then hopefully we can turn this team around over the next couple of seasons. Made some forgetful mistakes because, again, I haven't done this challenge in 5 years. 4th round pick for Brian McCabe. Honestly, we might as well do it. Like, McCabe's not that good anymore, and he gets paid too much, but it's a 4th round pick, and if we can be better, we might as well do it. We can afford to take on that little bit of salary anyway. So, welcome in Brian McCabe. 2012, by the way. Dude, Brian McCabe would be so old at this point. Christek and Gerstberger for Stephen Weiss and Traverse. That is a done deal. Christek's not bad, but he's also not signed super long term. We're going to take that deal as well. Letters on the calendar are practices. You can set what happens and obviously the effects that it has depending on what you do. Aren't you over halfway? We sure are. Leo, what's up, dude? Yeah, there's a chance I fail this first attempt based off of the mistakes I made early on. That is possible. Clock's ticking. The clock is ticking. It's not. The good thing is, though, it's not to, like, win the Stanley Cup. The clock is ticking to improve an office. I feel like honestly, that might be even more difficult if I'm being honest with myself. It might be even more difficult. But hey, we pulled off some trades so far, so the team's already different. Different timeline than what we would have had last night when the game froze, so I don't hate it. So when we get to 2024, we need to switch to NHL 25. No, we don't. No, we do not, actually. Good Lord, do we not need to do that? It's unbelievable how much we don't need to do that. Downright crazy how much we don't need to do that. You got the point about playing NHL 25 yet? I think you do. Maybe if NHL 25 had an office. See, Leo gets it. Leo understands. No drinking on a Monday taps. All right, doesn't look like we're going to get any other trades here. Panda, indeed, the countdown's on. Not too much longer, thankfully. God, this team is bad. We're still so bad. Yikes. Yikes. No playoffs for us. That's not surprising. One of these days, I might actually be able to get this team to the playoffs. I would have been fired long ago in real life, but we do have 3 more upgrade points. The Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup in 7 games over the Colorado Avalanche. What do we got award-wise? Of course, Lightning winning the Cup. Hart Trophy to Paul Correa in Dallas. Good job, Paul. Also won the Art Ross Trophy. Rainier Kuhnhauser won the Rocket Richard. Norris to Stefan Lassard, Dallas. Calder to Oliver Barnes in New York. Vezina to UC Marketing. Dude, why is he so good in this game? Crazy. Selke Trophy to Mark Flumen. Conn Smythe to Vinny LeCavalier. Stayed in Tampa. Damn right. The Michael Jordan of hockey. And our former friend, Juha Boumedienne, wins the Pearson. Shiz. Always nice to move on from somebody who ends up winning a major award. As Craig McTavish won the Jack Adams. So there's that. There is that. Damn it, it's going to be a good time. All right, so 3 more upgrade points. The hell can we do? All right, so yeah, we lost these where I tried to balance out abilities on the road, abilities at home. There we go. We're trying to spec into that a little bit if we can. Who won the Jack Adams? Good old Craig McTavish. You know, the guy that killed a woman and spent like a year in jail and then came back to the NHL? For anybody who's like, what do you mean if the Hockey Canada guys are found guilty, they'll get another chance? Let's see. A third, a fifth, and Ed Jovanovski for a second, a fourth, and Bach. I mean, Jovocop is pretty expensive. He's not amazing right now. I don't know if we're keeping Jovanovski or not for that price. So honestly, let's move on from him and pick up that second rounder. Manauer, Finley, and a second for Saprikin, Ninima, and Scott Clemenson. We'll take Yanni Ninima. That works for me. That works. Manauer's not that good. Another first round pick, baby. We can't escape him. We cannot escape him. Give me a generational goalie. Ooh, 82 overall Gill. There's also some good potential goalies in this draft. Okay. What about for skaters? Riche at a 78. All right, Kakko's still in this draft, and we took him last time, so let's take Kakko here. He's our guy. Definitely some different picks, though. Definitely some different picks. All right, so we got our high potential goalies. There is not much left. Matucci, a defenseman. We will take Kyle Matucci. 4th round. Maybe it's a good thing I got rid of draft picks. There was a 99 potential goalie, Konstantinov. He's 5'9". We stand a short king, Oleg Konstantinov. And that is it for us in that draft. Pretty simple and to the point to try to get caught up to where we were. And hopefully the game doesn't freeze tonight. But let's see. So goalies. Clemenson, Konstantinov, Loth. So Konstantinov, he'll be easy enough to sign forever and ever, amen. For dirt cheap. Welcome in, Oleg. Hopefully you turn into something, please. And then old Bethu wants $28.6 million. Jesus. Jesus. We don't need Clemenson since we still have Loth. So, Scott, you're out of here. I don't know if we're keeping the franchise goalie or not. Matucci is the only... Is this on a totally legit Xbox? It is not, so that the loading times are faster, but... It's guilt-free emulation, right? I have a physical copy. It's guilt-free emulation. There you go. God. So forwards, Smozzle and Kakko were the only two without contracts. Wow, this is actually going to be... This is going to be pretty easy negotiating-wise here. There we go. So Kakko's at 1.9 for 6 years. That's pretty damn good. Our team's salary is already showing up as 101 mil. Sometimes you just can't be... I mean, yeah, basically, like going through the hassle of plugging in an old console, using a freaking HDMI converter. Like, it's a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass. All right. Mazel tov. 28 mil. Jesus. My initial offer might be a little bit high. Yeah, you don't say so. You don't say. Jesus. I mean, I'm going to see if I can sign him. Worst case, we'll trade him if we have to. Can we get him for under 20 mil? 19.5 for 6 years. Jurgen Smazel. Holy God. What about the Polish wonder? Manuel Befeu. He's 27. 16 mil, 16 and a half, 17, 17.5, 18. 18.5 for 6 years. Manuel Befeu has also been signed. So we get both those guys raises, which is a little bit risky, but it does keep the 2 best players on our team here. So, worth it. Worth it. Oh, stop the sim. Stop the sim and stop the count. Maximize calendar. Sim 2, July 1st. All right. So, free agency. We only have roughly $7 million that we can spend. We have a better lawyer, but not a great lawyer. At least allegedly about $7 million. Does your budget have an effect on the game? Yes. Keith Primo is the big name. The good news is, though, Primo's a veteran. We should, I was going to say, be able to sign him for relatively cheap. 41 years young. But 1 year, $5 million for Keith Primo. I'm good for that. I think we got to play it safe and not sign any of the other veterans right now. But cool. We got Keith Primo. That'll certainly make the team look a bit better. And let me save. 41. Yeah, hey, he's almost to the age Brad Marchand will be when his Florida Panthers contract expires. How do you like that? Insanity. Insanity. All right. See if we get any trades here. We do. Primo, Shower, and Nagy for Nedved, Goddard, and Schultz. Well, given that we literally just signed Primo, Shower is on our potentially do not trade list. But we would be getting Nedved, who is an improvement on Primo. At least at the moment. Well, actually, Primo is better. Nedved, when the morale kicks in, isn't going to be as good. I'm going to say no to that. We need this team, though, to start winning games so the morale of the guys goes up. Niinimaa and Zetterberg for Hamel and Stanish. It's also going to be a no. We know that Niinimaa is better than that. See back in Nagy for Bouillon and Slaney. That's a no. What's the cutoff point? I mean, technically there isn't one. Technically there is not one. All right, let's see. Finances here. Looks like 13.1 is the most that we can get here in terms of overall profit. So we'll aim for that. And aside from that, I want to see what the team looks like before we take a look at what the office will be for this season. The real main event of every year. So we got Smazal, Traverse, and Pisto, Calder, Weiss, Zetterberg, Konowalchuk, Primo, Kako, Bach, Nagy, Fishenik, Parson and Niskanen on defense, Niinimaa and Booze, Seaback and Shawar. With Befeu and Loth in goal. It's not that bad of a team. If we can start winning games, morale goes up, our player ratings go up, like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that great, but it's not that bad either. But, all right, let's see what we can get for a look this year. Looks like the zebra skin is still going to be intact, but we have a new sidewall. Let's go, baby. It's a hockey player with an NHL logo. That sucks, but we'll keep it. Megan, maybe we'd have to talk. Especially this is the worst time of year. Literally, yeah, right. It's just a dude. Ooh, a coffee machine, fax machine, baby. We got a goddamn fax machine. Look out. Look out. I think we got to keep that sports couch. It's still the most recent one that we have. Got the water cooler, of course. No new desk options. Lava lamp still. And the floor. I don't remember which ones we had already and which ones we didn't. We got our plant. We got our casual wardrobe. Delightful. And again, wallpaper. I don't think we really had anything new there. The old clock. Still got that chair. All right. Well, hey. Technically, some improvements. Look at that. We have nondescript hockey player on the wall. It's it's progressing, technically. Some people might not call that progression, but I don't think some people know what good taste is. So, we're progressing, but we are running out of time. I would hate to have to do this over to succeed in my goal, but we'll see what happens. We got another season, damn it. Let's go. Hopefully this is the year we can finally push for the playoffs, please. Penguins legend, generic hockey guy, right? Antropov Matucci in a 5th for Andy Sutton, a dude named Madar, and a 4th. That's a yes. We're trying to make the playoffs. That's a yes. Even if Antropov or Matucci. Antropov was one of our key prospects to develop, but man, we're desperate at this point. Zombie, what's going on? Paulie as well. What's the goal of this? To make the sickest office you've ever seen in your life. First round. Oh, it's our boy Andruska. So we had Andruska. I screwed up the contract. $20 million for the 95 overall. Done deal. First round pick for Andruska. We're going for it, baby. We're going for it. We need playoffs. Andruska, Traverse, Schmazel, Calder, Primo, Roberts, Konowalchuk, Weiss, Pisto, Madar, Zetterberg, Kako, Parson, Niskanen, Ninima, Seaback, Shower, and Sutton. Maybe we're not going for it. Maybe we're not. I can't imagine we're in a scenario where we're making a profit right now either. Yeah, we are officially not in profit-making territory for this season because of how much we're paying our players. So, that's rough, but that's to be expected. That's to be expected. Get back from Philly, and I don't hate the city. It's coming from New York. I mean, Philly's got character, you know? Cities can't buy character. Ninima and Koivu for Bannister and a 4th. I'm going to say no to that. We'll risk not having profit this year because we should be okay. Oh, Twins, hope you've been well. It's all good. I understand. But again, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. Lost to Anaheim. Boys, we need you to be winning games here. Lundmark for Fezenic. We'll say no to that. It's barely an improvement. I mean, know that Fezenic has a long-term deal with us. I think I have to take this. If we want to be in a scenario where we might be able to make a profit this year, I have to take this. So basically, we're subbing out Smazeltoff for our old friend there. That's a done deal. Hate to do it, but it does have to be done. But technically, we did improve by getting Andruska. So, is there a scenario in which we are now profitable? No, we are still over budget. Damn. Yeah, we are still over budget. Might as well make sure the stadium's packed. How far over budget are we, actually? 124 in revenue, 120. Okay, so we're only like 900K over budget. So one more slight cap dump before the deadline, and we'll be back in profitability. Yeah, I'm not paying Jamie Storr $20 million. I will not be doing that, actually. Thank you. No deal. Talking about trying to be profitable, and they're like, oh, really? How would you like to be absurdly poor? Fifth rounder for Hicks. Ooh, he doesn't get paid much, and he's decent. Done deal. I know we're trying to cut salary, but that's a done deal. That's a cheap asking price for a good player. We can still move somebody else out. I might have to do a first manual trade in a long time. Might have to. Dude, we are losing games left and right. Oh, my God. Add to this damn team, and it doesn't matter. And it does not matter. All right, trade deadline. All right, so we know we'll have to cut, what, about 2 mil? 123. Okay, I mean, yeah, 2.5, 3 mil. Okay. Are we bad? If we are bad, okay. All right. Already confirmed that we're not making the playoffs this year, despite adding to the team. So now it is operations shed some salary. Ramel's still decent. Alban, I imagine, has good potential. He does. What about Bach? He's decent. What about Booze? He's still decent. Kyle Calder can definitely go. What's the highest pick I can get from, like, Chicago? Can I get your first? Can I get your second? Can I get your third? Kyle Calder back to Chicago for a third. Senek, Hicks. Hicks absolutely sucks. Kako's fine. Koivu. Veteran Steve Konowalchuk. I know you most as a capital. So we'll pair you with Hicks. Can we get the Caps first rounder? Can we get the Caps second rounder? Can we get our own first round pick back? Probably not. I would presume not. Third round pick from Washington. Madar had really no potential, so he can go. He's okay, I guess, but Nagy also kind of sucks. Yanni Niinima's got to be old at this point, and he is. Where the hell did I even trade that pick? Where the hell did I even trade my pick? I don't even know. I don't even know. Hey, look, it's Decato. It's Bomedi. Oh, good. We got rid of Bomedienne, and he hit a 99 overall. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, granted, I had no choice but to do that. Let's see, Vancouver. Can I get my own first back? No. Can I get your first round pick? I can't get San Jose's either. All right, let's see. Can I get a second round pick for all of this? Nope. Okay, third round picks incoming. Wow, we can't even get a third round pick for all of that. Holy. Okay. Well, they don't even have a fourth rounder I can get. What about Toronto? You guys want him? Jesus. Can't even get a fourth rounder from the Leafs? Dude, I can't trade him. Nobody wants him. That's insane. Okay. Well. Yeah, not even St. Louis wants him. Damn. Can I trade them for Galanov? Nope. Okay. Let's get Madar out of there. Sam, what's going on? I'm doing well. This team is not doing well. Oh, the salaries are definitely a big issue, I would imagine. Nagy Niederman in a fourth for a third? Nope. I mean, at this point, I need to get rid of these guys to make a profit this year. Can I get a fifth rounder? Holy shit, really? I'm going to have to pay in draft picks. What about Washington's third? Oh my God. This is nuts. What about my third? Are you kidding me? What about a second rounder from Edmonton? Dude, a second rounder and they won't take Yanni Niinimaa. He's fucking untradeable. Oh my God. What about just Niinimaa for a fifth? So it was Nagy that they didn't want. Niinimaa was fine. It was Nagy that was holding up a deal. So I probably just got fleeced for Niinimaa, but at least he's gone. I get a third roundy for Nagy and Madar? Yes, I can. Okay. Well, we're moving people now. Niskanen is going to stay. Andruska's going to stay. Parsonen. Is Perreault any good? Yes, at least in terms of potential. Pettinger also has 94 potential. Keith Primo can definitely go. Hold on to... Actually, Saprikin out of Fiji. He fucking sucks. Get rid of Andy Sutton as well, if I'm lucky. Can we get a third rounder? I guess I'd need to take back skaters. Dude, they're paying J.S. Jaguar 21 mil. Can we get, like, Whitehall on the deal? And Adams? Okay, what about, instead of that third rounder, give me, like, a fifth. There we go. We're just bringing on some scrub-a-dubs to shed as much salary as we can. Traverse isn't that good. I mean, Stephen Weiss is up there in age at this point. Okay. So if we could use Traverse and Weiss. Let's see. Highest rated potential. Rafi Torres, a dude named Schroeder. Jason Spezza. Linzen we had before. Pretty sure I had Papineau too. Kodalik. Out of the Nihon. Ladislav Kodalik. Can we get this to work? Yes, we can. Cool. All right. Well, we sold off basically everybody we could. There's literally no free agents left, so we weren't able to recoup our own pick, but we should at least be a profitable organization. I mean, Robertson, Andruska will hopefully tear shit up the rest of the way, but yeah, this team is now properly dreadful. Going for it did not work in the slightest. And we are still projected to not make a profit this year. That I imagine I have to sim a day first. Because that doesn't make sense otherwise. That does not make sense otherwise. Let's just sim a day. No, apparently we're still showing up as not going to be making a profit this year. Oh, literally because 124.1 to 124.1. Cool. So apparently all that salary shedding didn't even matter because we are still somehow not even going to be profitable. So not only are we bad and still haven't made the playoffs, but we're also not making any money. That is impressive. I am the Buffalo Sabres of NHL 2004, apparently, which is kind of insane. But that's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. The Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup again. Insanity. Insanity. You're still paying for the players you traded? That shouldn't be the case in a game this old, but maybe. So the Leafs make it a third cup in this timeline. Hart Trophy to Nicholas Venäläinen. Marin Gaborik, his teammate, wins the Art Ross. Rocket Richard to Ilya Kovalchuk in Anaheim. The Norris to Andrei Markov. Calder to Minnesota's Danny Gill. So Minnesota had a great year. Roberto Luongo wins the Vezina. Selke Trophy to Vyacheslav Astashenko. Astashenko. There you go. Richard Kahn wins the Conn Smythe for the Leafs. Does that have to do with the fact you've already paid those guys for yeah, it could have, yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. And Venäläinen also won the Pearson. Joel Quinville, you big mustache having fuck. Jack Adams. There you go. Well, the good news is we did finish the season with upgrade points, which we desperately need. But what the hell do we put it on? Marketing adds attendance, but that is what it is. Legal helps us sign players for less. I mean, I feel like the morale is already getting boosted a decent amount. I feel like we just have to fully spec into morale. Like, players get so far down on themselves that it's just like a self-fulfilling prophecy of, oh, we're on Pittsburgh, we're going to be bad, and then we are bad. We call that an EASHL attitude. Practice rink, again, attributes for home and away games. I think we get the training room, the trainer's office, and the treatment machines. What are we, fucking blood doping? Jesus Christ. We're specking into morale, boys. We need to make playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins not be an inherent negative anymore. We're still apparently a top half GM in the league, though. We got that going for us. I'm still better than Kevin Adams. But the Vancouver Canucks have the #1 pick this year because I traded it. So maybe I'm not better than Kevin Adams. First pick of the second round. There is a good player here in Finstrom, the center. If it's not him, there are a couple of goalies who would be decent too, but the best player was definitely Finstrom. Yeah, we'll take Finstrom. Welcome in, Finnegan. Can't wait for him to be from Iowa or something. We do have another second round pick. Let's be honest, with goalies, we're fine. We need people who can put up points or do anything. So this guy here, Curtin. Curtin? The Iron Curtain. There he is. Kai Curtinen. Or Curtin. Yeah, that guy. Back-to-back picks in the third round and 3 of the first 8. So we might not have had our own first rounder this year. We can definitely do some damage. We'll take Orpik because... yeah, let's take Orpik. And we'll look for those 299s afterwards. So Patrick Orpik is here. We'll go for the defenseman Gienbaev. And... love art, that was fantastic. We'll go for Stock. PJ, Pierre Stock. Oh, wow, we have another third rounder. And we also have a beautiful raid from the lovely Sid's light. Sid, my favorite trash panda. How the heck are you? You guys haven't dropped Sid a follow. Do it. Do it now. Long time supporter of this channel. We like to support the people that support me. Damn it. Let's take Chouinard, the goalie, I guess. 4th round. We'll take Kuznetsov, I guess. Sergei Kuznetsov. Another, dude, we have so many mid picks now. Oh my god. Weeding. Take the center. And then 5th round again. Who's on this team? It almost doesn't even matter. Oh my god, this last pick really doesn't matter. Who's our short king? 5'10" Butsayev. There we go. Glenn, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. Hope everything on the Sid side of things went well too. Go for Suvinen here. Who yeah, isn't gonna be good. Okay. What the heck is this team going to look like? And then we can get to upgrading this office. At least the office still looks good. Like, on ice, we're trash, but at least off the ice, we're looking good. That's what's important. So, goalies. We did draft Chouinard. We're going to want him to be around for as long as he is willing to sign. There we go. 6 years, 0.6 million, aka 600K. That's not that bad. Defensively, Yenbaev. Northern Ireland. Fair enough. The second coolest Ireland. We'll sign Dimitri. Mark Bergevin simulator. It's really starting to feel like it. Actually, it's more like a Steve Yzerman simulator. No matter what I do, I can't build a playoff team. All right. Forwards. Adams. Ryan Adams. The joke writes itself. He's gone. Suvinen is old Suvinen from North Dakota. We're not going to sign him. Butsayev, we're not going to sign you. Weeding, you do get signed. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. The Shire of Hamp. The Shire of Hamp. Orpik and Finstrom were both worth signing. Let's see. Orpik. Hope you develop better than Brooks did. Please, God, develop better than Brooks did. Andruska, oh god, his deal's up. That's scary. He is going to be so damn expensive. Oh my god. Andruska is Russian for bankrupt the streamer. Again, Butsayev wasn't worth signing. Stevenin wasn't worth signing. So we're looking at Andruska, Kuznetsov, Curtin. Ruskov, Kuznetsov, and Curtin. 1.1 for stock. Kuznetsov. Let me sign you too. It'll be under a mil, so that's good. Barely. It's 900K. But mathematics are mathematics, and technically it's less. So there you go. It was Curtin. Need to sign him long term. 1.2 mil. Okay. Do we see a $30 million request from Andruska? The Brazilian wonder who we originally drafted and then just reacquired. Radoslav Andruska. 29.9 mil. I have no choice but to keep him because without him, we have no playoff hopes. Can we get him for under 20 million? 19 million. Whew. Okay, we'll take 19 mil instead of 30. That does put our team's salary at 88.3, which isn't too bad, but also isn't too good. So, well, I mean, we can lowball, especially because we we switched up the legal department too. So, all right. So before we talk free agency, finances, 124. Yeah, about 124 was our revenue last year, so that is about as much as we can spend. We can also say hello to Link Mopsky for the 52 months, Mopsky.
Oh, jeez.
Well. Highly unnecessary.
That with the Patriots
welcome.
And of course, he's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good piece of pizza.
Free agents this year: Langenbrunner, Legwan, Stillman, Calder. No goalies. Literally no goalies available. That's crazy. So Langenbrunner should be cheap. At least cheaper as a veteran. Yeah, 8 mil instead of 13. So we bring in Jamie Langenbrunner. David Legwand, as a 33-year-old, should also be cheaper. 9 mil for the year. That's not too bad. So worst case scenario, if these guys don't work out, we just ship them out. And then there's also Corey Stillman at 40 years old. And we get him for 6 mil. So we get the 3 biggest free agents who have an average age of like 36 years old. But we'll take that. We will take that. Let's also save really quickly. I am now incredibly paranoid after the game froze last night. Would like to not lose any more progress. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. All right. Bach and Kako for Danton and Manauer. I'm going to say no to that. I think Kako's probably better long term. Sergachev, not yet, but we're trying. Rantakanen, who we had before. We don't need him back. Whitehall for Duba. Was that the Duba that we had or a different Duba? I'm going to say no to that. Honestly. Oban for Henderson. What's the point? They both suck. That's an insane trade offer. Pisto for Sotheby. That's also going to be a no. Koivu, Perot, and Parsonen is an absolute no trade. Especially Niinimaa. We know he's in his mid-30s. So, a $71 million TV deal. What are the finances? So we are in profit of 16.2 mil. That's not too bad. Could be better, could be worse. I want to see what the roster looks like because, damn it, we need to make the playoffs here. Please, God, can we make the playoffs? Roberts, Andruska, Langenbrunner. Stillman, Legwan, Zetterberg. Koivu, Pisto, Kako. Hey, we love our Finns. Bach, Senek and Whitehall, not too great. Defense, Parson and Niskanen. Schauer and Ermel. Booze and Kodalik. Ugh. And Bufu and Loth as our goalies. So this is pretty similar to where we were before. Good forwards, great goaltending. Bad defense. All right, do we have anything new? Ah, yes, the executive bookcase for my fax machine. Ooh, new couch. Let's go. Straight from frickin' Prince's estate. Anything else? We could have a desk of rich mahogany. And so we will. Floor, burgundy, lead, crimson, raven, metal, forest. Tile. Oh, yeah, there it is. Wardrobe, moss, velvet. I don't think we had velvet before. Retro, we definitely had. Trendy, business. Ah, yes, the white suit. There we go. Doesn't look like we have any new wallpaper. Stick with the metallic. Of course, we're going with the most recent. We have a new chair. It's tan. Look at that. Look at that. Look at us. We are moving up in the world. Kind of. I mean, it's also a little bit of a circus, if we're being honest. But that's okay. We like the circus. We like the circus. We also like not making the playoffs. Let's hope that changes. Please, God, let's hope that changes. Because if it is a 20-year limit, I am running out of time real fast. Real fast. This could be bad. This could be real bad. Unless we start winning games. Please. Shower for Patrick Stefan. That's going to be a no because we need the defenseman. 2014 in game in your office has a CRT and a fax machine. What do you mean? That's the technology of the future. That is, like, you can't ascend beyond that technology, sir. That is peak human accomplishment. Legwand a 5th and Loth. We don't need a goalie. I saw 89 overall, and then I'm like, ah, shit, they're offering me 2 goalies. We don't need it. We'll keep David Legwand around. Koivu and a 3rd for Duba and Somer Viori. That's got to be a yes. We can afford to take on the cap. It improves our forwards. I mean, granted, Koivu might be better than he looks. Because obviously, like, roster morale, but we need to push. We need to push. We need to go for it. That's a done deal. That is a done deal. I will be more than willing to continue to sacrifice prospects to try and win. And unfortunately, our top forward is hurt. So we are just boned with a capital boned. I don't know, dude. I legit might go 20 years without making the playoffs once. It might happen. Kurtinen and Stillman for a 5th and Schlastivi. That is a no. That is very much a no. The year of our Lord, 2015. What a time. What a time, old 2015. 10 freaking years ago. Karjalainen and Dekato for Kakko and a 5th. I'm going to say no. Where are we in the standings? We are on 42 points, 7 points back of Tampa to be in the playoff picture. Oh my God. I think we're going to miss out again. Unless this team goes on a run, we are just going to miss out. Loth and Stillman for Scheiman and Wah. Might have been Andre Roy, in fairness. I want to keep the backup goalies, so that's a no. Finances. $12.5 million in profit now. Progress reports. Everyone's morale is sky high. Sky high. It's not a morale issue anymore. So what the hell is it? Why are player ratings plummeting like they are? That's crazy. Like, Langenbrunner's a -6. Being hidden by the webcam, but Langenbrunner's a -6. Like, everyone's a -6. I guess, yeah, it would just have to be the facility decreases or, you know, those kicking in. I do have an upgrade point. Son of a bitch. Stick and skate tools. Let's implement that. Whew. See if that helps us at all. I might be able to compete by the final year of the 20-year limit. Oh my God. I'm going to trust that Parsonen can be as good as Nakar if he's not playing for a team with bad facilities. We're saying no to that. Tempting to say yes, but based on how this game works, we're saying no. We are absolutely saying no to that deal. Would have been nice, though. Would have been nice. All right. And there goes the deadline. Where are we standings-wise? Is it worth selling? Confirm that we cannot make the playoffs. I don't know what the hell to do to get this team into the playoffs. Trade deadline, who can we get rid of? Although, in fairness, we know we don't really get much back except, you know, like draft value. Pick value, that is. So Ermel's pretty good. Oban was fine. He still has a high potential. Bach still has at least an 89. Booze still looks good. Duba. Pat Duba sucks. Janek's not that bad. Finstrom, also not that bad. Anybody else who's just not a potential long-term solution for us? Leak still got a great potential. I guess I could do this. I always forget I could do this. That's off. So Langenbrunner can go. David Legwand can go. I should have checked who was bad, but again, the AI don't like to move big picks. Yeah, we can't even get a first. Anaheim, would you like a second for Langenbrunner, Legwand, and Duba? Third rounder? Might be too much salary there. What if we trade them separately? Duba to Atlanta for a second. No. Duba to Atlanta for a third. Yes. Okay. So combining isn't a good idea. Langenbrunner to Boston for a second? They don't have a second. Does Buffalo have a second? Jamie Langenbrunner fetches us a second-round pick. David Legwand. Figured I'd try for a first. Can we get a second for David Legwand? Yes, we can. Niskanen's fine. Andruska's potential sucks, but his overall is obviously up there. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. I accidentally skipped down. Somer Viore. He's not a bad player, but he's not insane. The potential's not great. Let's try to move him. I feel like that's kind of a dime a dozen player every year. What about a second? Can we go with a Sergachev? Who? We go with a third. Nope. If you meant Jamie Langenbrunner, then yeah, Mason Langenbrunner was a Bruins pick. Doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get anything for Somer Viore. Can we throw in Stillman? Just to get rid of him. What if we take Somer Viore? So Somer Viore, just nobody wants. Then again, nobody wants Corey Stillman, apparently. All right, third round pick for Stillman. I guess we'll have to keep Somer Viore. And Whitehall. I mean, if we can get something for him, we should. And all the goalies we have still have great potentials. We got a second round pick for this dude from Chicago. No, we cannot. They didn't have a third. What about Colorado? Can't get a third. What about a fourth? Okay, we'll just keep him. So another year of selling off at the deadline. Bring in veterans to try to push us to that next level. They don't work out. And then we sell them. This is pure desperation kicking in for yours truly. Pure desperation. Oh my God.